Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. It looks like we're getting Will Levis, as we talked about yesterday. If you missed yesterday's episode, go check it out.
Who Jake looks like.
That is true. I actually get that quite a lot. That's my new, like most somebody tells me I look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jake.
Anyways, Will Levis looks like he's going to get the start against the Falcons, against this stout defense, as we talked about yesterday. Perfect opportunity from a defensive standpoint to pad your stats. I mean, this is a chance where the Falcons are going to have opportunities for sacks, turnovers, all of the above. They're already like a top 7-8 unit in almost every metric. I think they could move into the top 5 with a good performance this week. The over-under set at 35.5, which tells you about all you need to know about this game. Vegas does not respect Desmond Ritter on the road. They do respect Mike Vrabel and his defense, especially at home, and they do respect this Falcons defense. So expect a low-scoring barn burner again, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game, one way or another, is decided on the last play, and probably the Falcons defense coming up with a stand.
Yeah, here's the thing, too. Going into the draft, I kind of had this opinion on Will Levis. There was this big swing on him where at first it was like, oh, this guy's going to be a high draft pick. And then all of a sudden it was like, this guy's either the best quarterback you've ever seen, or he's just going to be completely unplayable, the worst quarterback of all time. And I think the truth's probably somewhere in the middle. I'm actually kind of excited to watch him. I thought he was somebody the Falcons were going to trade up and like consider trading up for whenever he started falling in the draft. Of course, they ended up with Desmond Ritter instead. But it should be an interesting quarterback matchup. This could be some ugly, ugly football, though. We know how Mike Vrabel coaches the game, and this could easily turn into a rock fight.
Yeah, Arthur Smith and Mike Vrabel have the same ethos, the same vibes as head coaches. And this has the all-time ugly quarterback play could ensue on Sunday. But the Falcons should be able to win this game. And I think, it could look eerily similar to the Bucs game if Desmond Ritter doesn't take care of the ball. Realistically, the Falcons should have won that game going away. Like, it shouldn't have even come down to a game-winning drive. Red zone fumbles, obviously, were the catalyst in that, but it's all about Ritter. 6 turnovers the last 2 weeks. That's got to stop. We are winning games because of the defense and the defense alone. I know that Ritter had the game-winning drive, and that's all good and gravy, but he was kind of digging himself out of the hole that he created. So we can, compartmentalize the bad and the good. Ritter had very good throws. I think it was his best passing performance of his career because, the competition level, the Bucs defense is very good. I think it's much better than the Texans defense in terms of numbers. That's probably his best game, the Texans game. But in terms of just actually, executing the offense and making plays, the Bucs game was his best passing performance in my eyes. Just got to protect the ball, man. I mean, that's the name of the game. Can't win many of these if you're turning it over 3 times. I've said this stat before. I keep saying it because it's just crazy. The last team to lose 3 fumbles in the red zone and win the game was the 2004 Cardinals. That's just how improbable and kind of lucky the Falcons got on Sunday. They probably won't be that lucky this Sunday against the Titans if they do so.
I would also point out about that stats before you go, Jake. It's like, how many teams really have 3 fumbles in the red zone?
That's fair.
There's probably been like 5 teams that even done that since 2004.
There was a stat. No, the Falcons. I was just about to say the Falcons are the first team since 2000 to win a game while doing that.
I know it was 2004. That's what he said. But I'm questioning how many teams have even done that over that span.
So what's the record?
Fumbling 3 times
since 2004. Is it like 2 and 10? Is it?
That's what I'm wondering. Because the fact that it happened is super improbable, let alone winning.
Arthur Smith's going to say whatever he's going to say. He's going to back up his quarterback. That makes sense. But the fact of the matter is, he keeps saying, "Oh, he's a winner. He finds a way to win." No, they're winning in spite of him. That's.
Well, I do got to give a little bit of credit.
We got to give credit where credit's due, but let's also not. Go ahead.
The way he responded after all the bad, because most quarterbacks, and this is where Arthur Smith is coming from here, and I did agree with him on this point. Most young quarterbacks who turn the ball over the way that the Falcons did and cost your team an easy chance to win by making a boneheaded error and just loafing into the end zone with your ball in your wrong hand, when if you just maybe sprint a little faster, cover it up, put it in the right hand, do any one of those 3 things, you score the game-winning touchdown, and we're talking about a game that should have never had a sweat. But he comes back from that with under a minute to go against a pretty good defense and throws a beautiful ball to Kyle Pitts over the middle, who made one of his best plays of the season, sets up the game-winning field goal. So having that kind of, guts and stuff like that coming back deserves it. But at the same time, yeah, you can't turn the ball over 3 times. Listen, I'm going to go here as we get into our predictions. I'll start us off. I'm going to go against the grain here. The Sharps are going to be on the Titans. They're going to expect this to be ugly. They're going to say, Mike Vrabel at home as an underdog. He's, borderline ridiculous record. I don't know what it is. It's close to undefeated. He is a stud in this game. And the Titans have been a lot of big underdogs. We're talking about 10 points to the Bills, stuff like that, with Malik Willis starting, and he gets a win. So this is not a spot that Mike Vrabel struggles in. This is one that he thrives in. This is probably where he'd rather be, getting his team up for this. He's shown it time and time again. But I think Arthur Smith, we talked about it yesterday, he's also coming up. This is going to be an emotional game for him, emotional game for the team. I think they play for Arthur Smith. I think they play up to their thing. I think they force turnovers. And I'm going to give Desmond Ritter another little shine of love. If he can protect the ball, which is big if, the guy has been third in EPA over the last 3 weeks behind 2 pretty good quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Desmond Ritter, averaging 300 yards, or Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So I'm just saying, he's been a better passer. If he protects the ball, they win this game going away. I'm going to say this is a statement win for the Falcons. They moved to 5-3. They win by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay. See, this is a hard game to predict because sometimes the Titans just don't show up. They're all time. Like if I had to put name 3 teams in the NFL that I do not want to bet on because they're liable to just not show up, it's like Titans, Bills, maybe the Jags. There's just teams that just don't show up to the field sometimes. The Titans are one of them. They might show up, they might bust you in the mouth, and they might run for 250 yards and completely what they did to the Ravens 2 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say that on the road, Desmond Ritter continues to struggle. I think this is going to be one of the more frustrating games of the season when the Falcons have plenty of opportunities to win. They don't get it done. I'm going to say 14-10 Titans.
Oh my gosh. If that's I'm going to gouge my eyes out if I have to watch a 14. And it's honestly more likely than not, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's like the Commanders Giants 14-7. That was an ugly game too. I think the last touchdown was scored with 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think that, the name of the game when you got Derrick Henry in the backfield is to run the ball, and then everything builds off of that. The Falcons, very, very stingy against the defense. Top 10 in both per carry and yards per game allowed. So I think that the Falcons, hold the Titans because, listen, Will Levis was careless at Kentucky. That's not going to change in the NFL. And in his NFL debut, mind you, against a top 10 unit in the Falcons defense. I think that the Falcons, I'm going to go a little bit closer to Chase. I think the Falcons win this comfortably. They should have won last week comfortably. They should have beaten the Commanders, another red zone turnover by Desmond.
Should.
You're right. But to y'all's point, Braves does get up for these kind of games. I just think, I don't know. The Falcons are a better team. All around, just a better team. I'm going to go 20-10 Falcons.
Yeah, I just think the Falcons defense is going to force turnovers. I don't see a path for Will Levis leading the Titans past this. Now, Desmond Ritter could regress and have one of his worst games. It's very possible, but
he's on the road.
He is
on the road.
I hate to be the guy to be the first person to jump on the Desmond Ritter bandwagon because I have not do it, but I have 1 foot on there. He just needs He just needs to grab my arm and help me up. Now, is he going to let me slip? Is he going to let me slip like I'm in The Lion King, or is he going to help me up? Is he going to help
I'll be the voice of reason on this show. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm not going to go either way. I'm going to take it week by week like everybody should. It should be a week by week thing. But let's just call a spade a spade. This kid's trending to week 1 starter in 2024. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's where these things are going. I'm strapped in. And it's better described as a Ritter roller coaster than a bandwagon because he's going to let you down. You can guarantee you can put your bottom dollar he's going to let you down.
There was a commercial on television of him making DoorDash deliveries. That kid is not destined to be a starting quarterback. That is oh my gosh. Wait until he throws a back-breaking interception. I'm going to make the nastiest edit out of that clip, man. Him in that DoorDash bag smiling ear to ear. It's just too easy. Who thought that was a game?
What happens if he commits no turnovers and the Falcons win on Sunday, Jake? Will we come around a little bit?
No. The Titans aren't good. He should.
That's crazy, dude. I don't know how you've watched Desmond Ritter and aren't at least feeling a little more positive about how he's trending. I really don't.
I agree.
I think he's trending in the right direction. Coming up after the break, world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Jake, you ready?